Let me tell you about the time my school accidentally started a rebellion. It started with a new rule. Our principal went on the announcements one morning and said, starting today, phones are not allowed anywhere on campus. Not during lunch, not during breaks, not even powered off in your backpack. That last part scared everyone, because how do you know if a phone is powered off? Apparently, they had a plan. That same day, teachers started doing random phone checks. They'd walk around class and say, backpacks open, phones out. If you didn't have one, cool. If you did, they'd stare at it like they were trying to read your soul through the screen. At first, people were scared. Everyone followed the rule for maybe 3 days. Then, the cracks started to show. One kid brought a decoy phone, like an old flip phone from 2007. The teacher confiscated it proudly, thinking she'd won. The kid still had his real phone. Legend. Another kid hid his phone inside a calculator case. Someone else taped theirs under a binder. One brave soul hid theirs in a lunchbox next to a banana. This is when the rebellion began. Someone created a group chat called Operation Airplane Mode. Ironically, it was on phones. The goal was simple: survive the phone checks. People shared hiding spots, warning signals, and teacher schedules. If you saw a certain teacher coming down the hall, you'd cough twice. If the principal was nearby, someone would drop a pencil. It was organized. Too organized. Then the school escalated. They announced a new invention, the phone pouch. It was one of those locking pouches where you put your phone inside and it stays locked all day. You'd get it unlocked at the end of school. They handed them out like they were gifts. They were not gifts. On day 1, the system failed immediately. Someone locked their keys inside the pouch with their phone. Someone else locked their pouch without a phone and couldn't open it. A teacher locked her own phone inside and had to ask a student to call the office. Chaos. But the worst part? The pouches started beeping. Apparently, if a phone inside tried to connect to Wi-Fi or data, the pouch would beep loudly. One kid's pouch went off in the middle of a test. Another started vibrating like it was alive. It sounded like a swarm of angry electronic bees. Teachers panicked. Students panicked. The office panicked. By lunchtime, half the pouches were broken, missing, or accidentally left at home. That's when the principal called an emergency assembly. He stood on stage and said, "We are disappointed in the lack of cooperation." Meanwhile, 3 phones went off in the crowd. He tried to continue. A ringtone played. Someone's alarm went off. Another phone started playing TikTok audio at full volume. He stopped talking. You could feel it. The moment had shifted. The rebellion had won. The next day, the rule quietly changed. Phones were now allowed during lunch, then during breaks, then in backpacks, as long as they were not visible. Within a week, it was like the rule never existed. Operation Airplane Mode was archived. The group chat went silent, but legends remained. To this day, if you open a random locker, there's a chance you'll find a forgotten phone pouch inside, locked, beeping softly, still fighting a war it already lost. And that's how my school learned an important lesson. You can take our phones, but you cannot take our will.